Good afternoon. My name is Julie Hukin, and I'm a member of the League of Women Voters of Arapahoe and Douglas counties and the co-moderator of today's candidate forum, along with Velma Grimes, the South Metro editor for Colorado Community Media. The sponsors of today's forum are the League of Women Voters of Arapahoe and Douglas counties and Colorado Community Media, whose publications include the Lone Tree Voice, Highlands Ranch Herald, Parker Chronicle, and Douglas County News Press. The views expressed today are not those of the League of Women Voters or Colorado Community Media. This is a forum for the candidates running for the Douglas County School District Board of Education. All of the candidates whose names will appear on the official ballot were invited to participate. The format for today's forum includes questions Ms. Grimes and I will ask that were submitted by Douglas County residents but not provided to the candidates in advance. The Douglas County School District Board of Directors is comprised of 7 volunteer directors elected to staggered 4-year terms. In this year's election, 3 of the 7 board seats will be filled for Districts A, C, and F. There are 2 candidates for District A, Andy Jones and Susan Meek, 3 candidates for District C, David DiCarlo, Brad Geiger, and Jason Page, and 2 candidates for District F, Maria Sumnich and Valerie Thompson. Jason Page and Maria Sumnich are not attending today's forum. Here with us today are David DiCarlo, running in District C, Brad Geiger, running in District C, Andy Jones, running in District A, Susan Meek, running in District A, and Valerie Thompson, running in District F. Thank you to the candidates for participating in today's forum. Each candidate will have 1 minute for an opening statement, 90 seconds to answer each question, and 1 minute for a closing statement. Members of the audience, please do not react positively or negatively to any of the candidate statements or answers, and please hold all applause until the end of the forum. Also, we ask that the audience not record today's forum in either audio or video format. Today's candidate forum is being recorded in its entirety, and the recording will be available through both the League of Women Voters of Arapahoe and Douglas County's website, as well as the Colorado Community Media website. So let's get started with our candidates' opening statements, and up first we have David DiCarlo.
I have a really loud voice, so I'm going to try not to blow everyone's ears out with this. I am David DiCarlo. I'm running in District C. As shows here, I am the father of 3 kids that went through Douglas County School District. They're all out now, adults and all that good stuff. So my wife and I are semi-empty nesters. I decided to run for school board really in January after listening to the current president of the school board tell us that he was going to ignore the voice of the people and go ahead and put a tax increase up 2 years in a row. The people spoke loudly. I feel the people's voice should be respected, and they shouldn't be a naggy kid in the backseat saying, "Can we go to McDonald's?" over and over again. So I decided at that point I'm running, and have ran ever since, running on many things. I'm sure you'll hear about them today, but that's what started me off.
Thank you. Brad Geiger.
Good evening. Thank you very much for having me here. I'm also running in District C, which is the Central Highlands Ranch. I am a 4th-generation Coloradan. I've been practicing law in Colorado now for 35 years. I had 2 kids go through Douglas County schools, and about 9 years ago I decided I wanted to be part of that. So I volunteered for the Long Range Planning Committee, which I've been part of since then. I've put in literally hundreds of hours volunteering for this district because I care about what direction it's moving in and how our kids are treated. I've also worked on the Mill Bond Exploratory Committee, and I'll explain to you why I think more funding is necessary this fall and what we can do further to help promote both our teachers and educators and to create and build safe, secure buildings and environments for our students. I believe in addressing the local issues, not national agenda, and I look forward to speaking to you later today about the questions in front of you. Thank you. I'm Brad Geiger. I'm running in District C.
Thank you. Andy Jones.
Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Andy Jones. I am running for District Director in District A. And Jason and Maria both have work conflicts today and are unable to make it. And after 30 years of serving in the military, I had an opportunity to start getting involved a little more deeply in the community. I've served both on the District Accountability Committee as a governing board president of charter school, and I have In 2020, I was elected to the Highlands Ranch Metro District Board. What you're wanting to hear from me is an understanding that I acknowledge the issues and will do my utmost to address them as a single member of the district board. And that's with the seriousness, compassion, and humbled sense of servanthood that demonstrates to the entire community that I have the best interest of the students at heart. I'm the father of 3 kids who've all graduated from Douglas County schools. And service is in my DNA. It comes from my mother and my father, and I look forward to the opportunity to serve and earn your trust in serving on this board. Thank you.
Thank you. And Susan Meek.
So thank you so much for hosting this forum tonight and for being here today to learn more. My name is Susan Meek. I currently have the privilege and honor of serving on the Douglas County School Board for the past nearly 4 years. My husband and I moved to Douglas County 22 years ago. Both of our daughters went through our schools, kindergarten through 12th grade, and had an amazing experience. My opponent and I have very similar years of professional experience. His has primarily been in the military. Mine has primarily been in public education, where I work with school boards and school districts all over Colorado, helping with school finance, helping with public policy, education policy, and governance issues. For the past 16 years, I've been a very active volunteer in our schools. Started off as PTO, school accountability committee, and have naturally evolved up to the school board level. I'm deeply passionate about serving our district and look forward to sharing more tonight. Thank you.
Thank you. And Valerie Thompson.
Hi, thank you for being here. My name is Valerie Thompson, and I'm running in District F. Currently, our director, David Ray, is at his term limit. He's given us 8 years of dedicated service. I'm a mother of 2 young children in Douglas County School District School, and I've been an active volunteer ever since moving to Douglas County in our schools, volunteering at the schools as well as serving at the district level. I serve on the District Accountability Committee, and I also served on the Mill Bond Exploratory Committee both last year and this year. And through these committees, we're just make recommendations to the board on things like the budget, unified improvement plans, rubrics, and also about the feasibility of putting funding measures on the ballot. My priorities are centering children in all decision-making, promoting safe, equitable, and enriching schools, and fostering a positive and inclusive culture that values academic excellence. Thanks.
Thank you. And now we will move on to questions. Ms. Grimes will ask the first question, and Mr. Geiger will be the first to respond.
The first question is, how do you guys feel about the Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce? Just kidding.
I'm never going to root for a Kansas City Chief on any situation.
All right, the real first question is, why should a Douglas County resident vote for you?
Qualifications. I've literally spent hours working on the district for the last 9 years. I've been the 3-time chair of the Long Range Planning Committee, 4-time vice chair. I've advised the board a dozen times on behalf of those committees and on behalf of the Mill Bond Exploratory Committee about the needs of our district. In doing so, I have researched those needs. I've listened to experts. I've talked to people both inside and outside the district. I have shown throughout that time that my dedication is to making this district better for the students. I've done it through listening and through working together. I've worked with different incarnations of the board, some right, some left. I've worked with different superintendents, and I think I've shown that I'm able to come to agreements and to work out issues together. I am also a divorce attorney. I am used to conflict and used to dissent, but I am also used to reaching agreements no matter how serious those disagreements are, how seriously people are divided. I think there is room, particularly now, for the school board to have constructive dissent. I am concerned that the current majority of the school board tends to act hasty and tends to act in agreement. I don't think any organization works best when the head of the organizations are just nodding along. I vow that I will listen to other sides. I vow that I will promote my principles and the principles of the voters. And I vow then that we will try to reach reasonable accommodations on issues that matter to the district here. Thank you.
Mr. Jones?
Thank you for the question. And, my journey started in 2002 when my oldest daughter started at Platte River Academy, one of our charter schools, fantastic charter schools in Highlands Ranch. And eventually I was shamed, if you will, by my wife and the amount of work that she would do on behalf of the kids. And I started to say, as a dad, I need to be as involved. And so I stepped up as a member of the leadership team at that charter school and caught the passion. I truly caught the passion. After 30 years of serving in the Navy, again, as a child of a mother and father who were very, very involved in their communities, my father being a World War II veteran who continued his service, for me, being a Navy veteran and continuing my service to the community became a very important part of who I was. And it's the same for my brothers and sisters. It's with that level of service, desire to serve in the community, plus all of the years I have of very different levels of serving, that I believe I am ready to step up and serve right away. As a matter of fact, I leave the Highlands Ranch Metro District Board meetings on Tuesday nights, and then I'll drive down to Wilcox Boulevard and I'll sit in for another 2 to 3 hours of a school board meeting. And I do that almost every month because this is something that matters to me. I'm ready to serve right away.
Thank you. And Ms. Meek?
Sure, I would say what makes me uniquely qualified for this position is experience. I've already mentioned I've worked at the state level in my professional career, which brings expertise to the job, but even serving on the school board. So I was elected in November of 2019. I've served under 2 different board configurations during that time. The first board configuration, we really put a lot of planning in place with alignment of curriculum, training, and professional development for teachers, ensuring that every single school had a counselor in place. We put a lot of systems and processes in place. And unfortunately, when COVID hit, we had to navigate the most complex and challenging time that public education has seen in recent history, at least. And I've counted up the hours. It's 600 hours of just board meetings. That's not counting committee meetings. That's not counting hours of prep for every hour of board meetings. I take the position very, very seriously. And under the second configuration of the board, which would be the past couple of years, we've had some great advancements that I helped to lead. We put monitoring reports into effect. We started community engagement, programming, and plans, and I've been very effective throughout my tenure on the board, and I plan to continue to work to serve our students. Thank you.
So I would build on to some of the same comments we've heard. Experience. I'm a strong supporter for public education, and I've demonstrated dedication to do the work. I have my master's in health education. I'm working on my PhD in behavioral psychology with a focus in community health and development. And through that work, we're using community level initiatives where we're working with multiple stakeholders across sectors. A lot of that is identifying a shared vision and working towards an end goal. We all have different opinions about why a problem exists and how we should get there, but we all still come together and we're able to work together in a collaborative manner, doing collaborative decision making. And so I have a lot of experience in that area. Additionally, I have a vested interest. My kids are in our school systems. I want them to go through a wonderful learning experience, just like I would like that for the rest of our students.
Mr. DiCarlo.
So I served on the DAC as well, twice elected chairman of that body. During a transitory time, it was change in the law, change what the committee did. So I've got a lot of experience working with people of varied beliefs, backgrounds, and ideas, and having to get a common objective out of them. But my story starts before that. It starts back in 2009 when the district at that time had taken a bus away. And we got that bus back, but then followed it up going to the Capitol, trying to fix the funding formula, which if anybody knows anything about education, they know the funding formula is broken and it hurts Douglas County endlessly. We receive the biggest cuts and we get the smallest portion of the money while sending the most to the state. We worked tirelessly for a decade to try to fix that. Unfortunately, it still is what it is, but the effort and the hours, I can't even tell you how many hours I spent up there One of the initiatives we took on at that time, if you remember,